Okay, and we are live. Get a sip of this water. Had to get caught up on some sleep. For those who saw the training vlog, yeah, the training just was not happening today. I still managed to get some squat rep work in, got a good quad pump, but this heat is killing me. Plus trying to get my carbs in. I'm going to have to eat lower fiber carbs. I've been trying to work a bunch of oats in, and that did not go well. I ended up puking them up last night, and then that messed my whole workout up. So ended up being kind of a deload workout. I swear I need to write a blues song about this heat, though. Right? No, James, I didn't move. I've been living here a long time. Guys, I'm telling you, man, I need to write a blues song about this Texas heat, bust out one of my strats. The lyrics need to be like, it's like, Lord, this heat done melted my baby. I miss her oh so bad. You know, this heat done melted my baby. Heat down in Texas is melting bitches. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, Harry, I actually took a break. I went and peed, got a fresh glass of water. So I didn't come straight from Facebook. I took a few minutes. All right. But based on that workout, like I said in there, I worked in that clip of that 605 squat in the middle of the vlog, and you guys can see the difference in my legs. My quads look nothing like when I was squatting 600 pounds. Whew. You know, I got to bring my quads up. And we know how to do it. I've done it before. It's just not going to be fun. I bet I've lost at least 2 to 3 inches off my quads. Yeah. I've squatted 600 on camera, Callum. I've done it on camera. I wasn't even competing again then. No, I did 496 at my last meet. With no sleeves. I did not wear sleeves for that. I just was trying to take the Texas state record for that class. That was my only goal for that lift that day. So I took it by 5 pounds, and I did not do a third attempt. James, I have not lived there in almost a year. It's been almost a year. Okay. I haven't lived in that condo since 2022. Yes, Chelsea, my lifts are, if you look at my lifts, what I can lift right now and look at them on charts for untested, yes, they are potentially elite. Would the 600? No, it was a hair high. But I'm going to get my squat back up. I mean, really, at 496 squat is really not acceptable, which is what I did at my last meet. Realistically, with what we've seen me be able to do, I'm not in a condo, James. I don't know where you think I don't have a lawn to maintain. Who pay people to do that? But my private life is not what we talk about here. So can we stick to fitness-related topic? Chelsea, there's no need, right? There's no need for me to give you accounts. You can go look it up. You can go to any of the powerlifting federations. You can go to the age and the weight class charts, and you can calculate what is elite based on what powerlifting federations classify as elite lifts for any given weight and age class and untested, right? I don't have the exact numbers in front of you because they have them down to like the half pound. Yes, all feds do that. So, but USPA definitely does. So let's get over to some of these questions. All right. Coach, do you think novices don't need the vertical press and incline pressing should be sufficient? Yeah, should be fine. Hey, Jason, how much of an emphasis should we place on targeting different muscles first in a workout? For instance, upper body day workout, one on chest first, upper body two work. No, you don't need to do that. I always train pressing muscles than pulling muscles personally, even in my supersets. So, example, I tend to superset most of my upper body stuff. If you watch my vlogs, you know this. Okay. Bench press followed by a row. Dumbbell press followed by another type of row, right? We do triceps before biceps when I superset antagonistic groups back and forth. It's not necessary to change that at all. Redmond, what's up, Jason? If your legs are shaking after deadlift, have I overtrained? Not necessarily. There's a lot of things that can cause that. It could just be a really, really hard ass set. Since we can't gain emphasis and strength, what do you think your max will be on the big three? What do I think? What do I think is maybe my max potential? I'm hoping in competitions eventually before, I have to start regressing due to age further. I'm hoping maybe 550 squat, 405 bench, 700 deadlift is obtainable if I work hard enough for it. Oh, well, congratulations. All right, James, that's enough of that. Jason, how to prevent elbows from hitting the top of your thighs when going down on an SSB squat? Turn your elbows out. That's it. There you go. Done. Hey, Jason, what do you think about lunges? I prescribe lunges to some of my clients. Xander, you're not going to find pharma grade Primo. You are not going to find it. Sorry. I wish you the best of luck there. Not saying there might not be a little bit out there existing, but the odds of you finding it, you don't have those sort of connections. Is it possible to reach a 600-pound bench press even if you had a suboptimal leverage and not considered to have elite? Nobody will ever bench press 600 pounds without elite genetics, ever. I don't care how many drugs you do. Period. Okay, a 600-pound bench press requires elite genetics for benching and 55-gallon drums of steroids. Callum, it shouldn't be hard to find. Go to the strength standards tab, or there's a thing for it. Keep looking, you'll find it. I don't have time to find it for you. It's there. Thanks, Jason. Hoping elbows out doesn't hurt my upper back tightness on the SSB squat. What's kind of the handles are going to be down anyways, right? Just don't grip it. Just keep the fingertips over it. There you go. Jason, how did golden era bodybuilders get such big pecs? Bench press. How many of those guys had really big benches? Alive, a degree. Maybe James, or I could turn the light on. I might be able to do that next time. I have the light off. You know what? Doesn't matter. I mean, can you not see my beautiful face? My 10 out of 10 cranium aesthetics. I need to shave. Look at that. I'm getting all stubbly. I got to shave it back down. I can't look beautiful with head stubble. You got to get it shaved, get it waxed. Xander, I'm not going to discuss sources with you at all. That's not going to happen. What exercises do you recommend for quads when dealing with patella tendonitis issues? Well, you're going to have to sort the patellar tendonitis before you can build your quads anyways, right? I like the lighting, Jason. It's my favorite natural vegan lighting. Chelsea, at what body weight and with what sort of genetics? Chelsea, let's come back over to your question. You will never reach an 1800 total, like raw, without elite genetics, let alone drug-free. Okay, just telling you, that's just how it is. Coach, will I be fine if I get rid of all vertical pressing and just stick to bench and press and incline dumbbells? Well, you could do barbell incline also. Yeah, why wouldn't you be fine? Alex, there are tons of guys with elite bench presses and who are massively jacked who don't do any overhead pressing of any type. There are plenty of them. There are thousands of them. Thousands of them out there. Lights off equals anabolic lighting. Seriously, though. Do you go for a barber for your beard? I have used my hair clippers and I put a guard on there. I haven't done it in a couple of days, so I need to tidy it up. Because it's getting long enough now to where my psoriasis will really start to act up. Do machine rows and cable rows work upper back? Well, they're okay. I like weights for upper back. I like free weights personally. Thoughts on Jim Wendler dropping barbell training for the last 3 years and doing exclusively weighted vest training? If that's what makes him happy, you don't need a barbell when you have a shawty. That reminds me, when these guys start coming in here asking me how to talk to girls, I'm ready for that. So one of you guys, because you guys who ask about girl stuff all the time are in here, ask me how to talk to girls. Now that he said the word shawty, I will teach you guys how to approach and talk to women. And I'm going to do it with an old school meme. James, right? Bane impression direct to your trolls and haters. Do you want a Bane impression? Let me work on it. Oh, Bruce. give me a Bane line. James, give me a Bane line so that I can actually give you one here. All right, Callum, how do you talk to girls? How do you see all these guys are asking? They're like, I don't know how to talk to girls. All right, you walk up to them and you be like, hey, Shawty, let me holler at you right quick. You know what I'm saying? You're looking good over there. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we go back to my place? Maybe sip on some of this Henny. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do the grown up. Let me clap on them cheeks. You hear me? You got to say it with swag. Now, everyone who is in the know knows that was a direct quote, by the way. All right. So James, we need a Bane line. We need a Bane line for me to read. If I'm going to read that, oh, Bruce. You got to get the hand with the mouth. What's a good program after ending obvious linear progression for intermediate lifters? Conjugate. Hey, heard you say in a previous live that you can't gauge size on your ding dong, but have added 1.5 inches using a message. Well, whatever, man. I don't need to worry about that a whole lot personally, Montana. Who's the hottest female chess player on YouTube? I have never seen a female chess player, and I've never seen a chess player on YouTube. So the combination itself, I did not know there was such a thing. No, that's not a Bane line. Give me a Bane line, James. Give me something from the movie. You know, you think darkness is your ally. Yeah. All right, what is your plan for building your Olympic squat? Safety bar squats. Belt squat. You still play well? I haven't played any video games lately. I don't have time for it. My guitar time does not allow for video game time. Which is better, pushing a sled or dragging the sled behind you? I prefer drag. I don't know. I'd go either way. They're both good. Kenny Body recently said that high carb diets increase testosterone. Well, he's a little late to the party there. I said that months ago. They increase free testosterone specifically. So what does that mean for you guys who are juicing? Up your carbs, you'll get more out of your testosterone. That's not an opinion. Okay? That's not a hypothesis. That's not speculation. That is biology. Carbohydrates and insulin lower SHBG. Is it okay to barb a row twice a week? I've heard the stronger you get, the more it can beat you up. I have no way to answer that unless we know if it's beating you up. Alex, I'm not going to address any post that involves that T word in it because I don't want to get canceled. All right. Like Chelsea, I'm just not willing to entertain complex questions about drug-free powerlifting totals. Random question, which would you choose, a 500 OHB? I don't know what that is, or a 900 deadlift. I'd take a 900 deadlift over any lift, so I don't really care what the OHB stands for. Jason is really smart when it comes to this. He's a fountain of knowledge. Thanks, Doc. You are most welcome. Callum, I'm straight, dude. Sorry. Period. I'm straight. So that sorts that for you. What is your opinion on pullovers, dumbbell or machine? I guess a dumbbell. I'm not really a fan. What needle gauge do you recommend? Probably, I don't know. You're going to get some scar tissue potentially anyways. Maybe 23, 22. All right, Callum, I used the wrong word. I'm strictly taco, no burrito, bro. Twitter is monetized. I don't want to deal with Twitter right now. Is being a chess grandmaster harder than being an elite lifter? I don't know. I don't know what a chess grandmaster is. Will a male replacement dose of tea for a female cause facial hair growth? Potentially, yes. Yes. Naughty Dog. Okay, I've heard the term chess grandmaster before. I don't want it to make it sound like I'm so ignorant that I've never heard the term, but I don't actually know what it is. I just know that it's some really high ranking in the chess world, but I don't know how that works. No, Michelle is actually drug free. She does both types of meats. And it's not, and I'm not going to go into her specifics. She doesn't use it for medical reasons. If she was not concerned with medical reasons, she would actually have no ethical issue at all using it. But she chooses not to. And I totally respect her reasons for doing it as her coach. But she does both types of meats. Favorite curl variation? I don't know. I don't think I have it. Well, I like power curls. I'm not doing power curls at the moment, but I would say they're probably my favorite. But we shouldn't have favorite lifts like that. They're just tools in the toolbox. Do you agree on running HCG along with TRT to maintain fertility? No. Why are you trying to maintain fertility year-round? Are you trying to knock up random women? Also, there are side effects to HCG. It is a high side effect substance. You have any experience? No, I don't. I don't recommend that sort of thing at all. And I don't recommend pre-workouts. Lifting is the only activity where you can put in all the work and get no results, or even worse. Now, lifters have no idea how difficult it is to become an advanced lifter. Yeah, that's true. They don't. Anything wrong with a girl who sells her pics online? Is that beta? No, it's fine. Darko, Emma has no plans on hopping on gear. But back over to your thing, Alex, with the HCG. Why are you trying to maintain fertility year-round? Also, not everyone loses fertility. Some people are more prone to it than others. Some people, it only happens with certain substances, and then it comes back when they come off of that. Okay. Like on a replacement dose of test, the odds of it happening, if that's all you're using, you're probably not going to lose fertility. You might, but probably not. So here's my question. Did you test your fertility? You can get a kit. And are you currently trying to get your wife or girlfriend pregnant? Okay. That's what you have to be asking. Because again, otherwise HCG has side effects. I don't know who Vigorous Steve is, but that sounds ridiculous. How many inches? I'm not going to give my penile size for you guys. All right. Sandra, back to my point. Why are you using HCG for no reason? Thoughts on Latina women with wide hip syndrome? I'm not going to discuss different groups of women in my thing, guys. Are y'all trying to get me canceled? Why? I have dated women who fall into that category before, though. Will HGH increase girth? Mm-mm. I've heard some guys claim it does. I don't know if that's true. Can I ditch regular bench and do incline barbell instead? I'm not a power lifter. Do you want a small chest? Right? Incline will not maximize your chest growth. And I like incline bench. I program incline bench. I'm just telling you. Do you still go shooting? I've been known to. Chelsea, I don't have a chart in front of me. You're going to have to go look that up. Natural lifter. What do you mean natural? Lifting isn't natural. You're not natural if you lift weights. Do you mean steroid free? Well, you'll have to go check some charts on that. Do you think overpopulation is a serious issue in the world with more people hopping on gear solve overpopulation? It's not going to lower fertility enough to impact the population, dude. Jason, do you like a naughty girl? Like, I don't know who those women are. To avoid death cell in the testicles, which potentially occurs growing happy with nattal for long times. You really think that's the case, Magnus? I don't even get testicular atrophy personally. Do you think learning to fight beyond just being strong is important? I don't know, maybe. Would you ever consider getting laser removal from your scalp to reduce maintenance of it? Dude, if I'm going to get laser hair removal, it's going to be on my back, okay? Because my back, if I don't sort it out, is like a freaking rug, right? It looks like a freaking rug. And it gets so hot, I'm dying in this heat. Like, I write her programming, right? I write her programming. I mean, changes in her physique have helped. Plus, me putting her up there has gotten her out there a little bit. It has gotten her some promotion a little bit. But yeah, no, she's still powerlifting while modeling. She's got a meet coming up later this year. No, natural and steroid. Natural is a marketing term. It's a marketing word. So if you mean steroid free, just call it steroid free. That's one of my pet peeves, by the way, is the use of that term, natural. I think it's ridiculous. And again, it also is this appeal to make it sound like morally superior. James, I don't need to look ripped here. Besides, you guys see my workout footage. I'm running around in shorts. You guys know exactly what I look like. Jason, there's a study done on novice, and it seems like, really, because I've seen the data I've seen suggests otherwise. You find only a single study that produced that. because the bulk of the evidence would suggest otherwise. What is the ratio between a strict stiff leg deadlift off the ground, not RDLs, versus conventional deadlifts? So how much more? There's no set number. Have you experienced any overuse with reverse hypers? No, I've not, actually. Chelsea, there is no average time. Like, I've had guys who take a long time to get there who struggle with it, and I've seen guys hit a 1,000 total in like 12 weeks. I'm talking gym noob, 12 weeks. What is higher in sides, test or HCG? HCG is way higher in sides than testosterone. Mirror with Death Metal Man, 6 feet under. Nope. Jason, I already eat clean and do cardio, and my LDL is pretty high. What would you suggest? Cut your saturated fat. If you have high LDL, your saturated fat in your diet is too high. Is 2-inch deficit good for deadlifts? Yes. For guys that develop raisins on gear, I believe it causes some reversible damage over time. Also, there's permanent experience loss and sensation. Yeah. Maybe they should be more selective on what gear they use. Stop blasting trend, guys. In other words, I think there are no studies that compare hypertrophy incline versus biceps at one novices a few years ago. Should direct ab work be done in hypertrophy training or strength training? Depends on if you need it. Is there any way to reduce gyno apart from getting the surgery to remove it? Oh, that's a good question, Xander. There are certain ancillaries that seem to help and certain anabolics that can help. Anecdotally, I know a few guys who running a significant amount of masteron with low test shrunk their gyno. And that makes sense. Jason, wouldn't you have an issue dating a girl in her early 20s? Dude, early 20s is too young. It's just too young. And I'm not saying they aren't nice to look at. I'm not saying, they're not fun, but for dating, it's too young. It really is. They just don't have the life experience. The last time I had a friend with benefit, like 21-ish age, was in my late 30s for a little bit, right after I came back to Texas. And, nice girl and everything, but I wouldn't have dated her. What's your opinion on, and now I was even in my late 30s at that point. What's your opinion on hopping on TRT with higher body fat, more estrogen? Okay, so what are you going to do? Not have your dick work? So we're going to come back over to this topic of TRT. If you qualify for TRT, if you medically qualify for TRT and you do not go on TRT, in my opinion, just my opinion, because again, I can't always give you medical advice, I'm going to very strongly question, unless you have a specific reason not to, I'm going to very strongly question your priorities. Okay? I'm going to strongly question it. It comes back to that point. If you are suffering from clinically low testosterone, what possible reason would you have to subject yourself to that? Why would you do this to yourself? So you've asked a few different times, and people have lately on that. And my question would be, why would you do that to yourself? Do you hate yourself? Do you enjoy suffering? Okay. Would you ever date a female bodybuilder? Yeah, I have no problem with that. Can we get some likes, guys? We've got all these comments, and look at that like. I just realized there's only 6 likes. There's only 6 likes. It's only 6 likes. Can we get those likes up? I'm not going to answer any more questions. Can we get those likes up? I'm going to sip my water. Y'all going to make me sad. James Bright, I appreciate the 99 cents and the the little rainbow unicorn you sent me. So dietary cholesterol doesn't increase LDL for most individuals. No, but saturated fat does. Lars says, I'm on TRT, qualify for it. Under 200. Ooh, TRT is around 80 to 100 a week. Best thing I ever did. I'm 54. Exactly, Lars. Chelsea says, it's clinically low testosterone, under 300 nanograms per deciliter. Yes. Are you a fan of Novadex? I used to be, not so much anymore. No, I wouldn't use it unless you specifically need it. It does reduce gains. It can lower IGF-1. So we kind of come back to the point of, why don't you adjust your stack so that you don't need any estrogen control? I don't need any estrogen control. I can keep mine right where I need it without using any ancillaries to do it. Be more intelligent in your approach. And I agree very much with Broderick Chavez on a lot of that. I think he puts out some of the better information regarding those things. Thoughts on Greg Valentino saying we're not vegans naturally? Okay, two answers. Number one, I don't care if Greg Valentino said it. Number two, absolutely true. Number three, does it being natural or not really matter? Meaning if we found an unnatural means to improve your health and for you to live healthy to the age of 1,000, okay, so let's say we found some lifestyle factor that would allow you to be healthy and fit all the way to the age of 1,000, but it wasn't natural. Would you do it? Or would you return to nature and live to be 35 as the average age that humans die in the wild? Hunter-gatherer societies, the average age is 35, is the average age of death. So given the choice, what would you do? I don't think veganism is good, by the way, but just pointing that out, right? Okay. Jason, I sent that because you're a unicorn in the online fitness scene, Coach Unicorn. All right. This fetish with natural things. I know, loser. It's such a bizarre thing. How did you meet your friends with benefit? Which one? Oh, that one. Like, which friends with benefit? Dude, I don't even know how many I've had. I lost count at a certain point. I mean, do you guys really track that stuff? I mean, seriously, like, do you guys really know how many women you slept with? Like, you know an exact number? Really? If you know your number now, I see why so many people ask for advice on finding girls. Have you tried talking to them? Okay. Let me state that over, guys who are like, I can't meet girls. Have you tried talking to women? There you go. Thank you for following my TED Talk. That's my whole pickup artist book for you. You should try talking to women. There you go. We're done. All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay. That one, I met her at a party, a social gathering that a friend of mine had, and she was there, and we just started talking, and she wanted to have sex. That's simple. And we hooked up, a few different times. And it was that simple. All right. Have you ever had an abdominal or a hamstring cramp? I've had both. I don't know which is worse. I don't know. What would testosterone use look like for an endurance athlete? Most of them that I know use maybe 200-ish milligrams. The average age of death for hunter-gatherers is so low because of child deaths. Yeah, nothing to make it almost as long as we do. No. Do you think people have low testosterone? There's a whole lot of factors. No, I don't think it's estrogens from plastics. It's lifestyle factors, being sedentary, bad diet, nutritional deficiency. But it's not as low as you've been led to believe it is. There's been a slight downward decline. I live in the UK and GM foods are very uncommon. Are you sure? I think GMO foods are fine. I've never used a dating app, Callum. I've never actually been on a dating app. I don't know how they work, right? I don't know how they work. I've never actually seen one in person. So I don't actually know how they work, like Tinder. I've never actually seen Tinder. Can you rate Anna Cramling? I don't know who that is. Jason, since you're into music, what are some good lovemaking songs? I'm going to go anything by ZZ Top. Anything by ZZ Top. Okay, joking aside there, maybe some Barry White. Right, put some Barry White on for her. Gotta have that Barry White voice. Gotta sing about making sweet love down by the fire. Anything by Chef will work too, right? It's like, I'm gonna make love to you, woman. Gonna lay you down by the fire and caress your womanly body, make you moan and perspire. Gonna get those juices flowing, right? Put some Chef on, you'll be good to go. Coach, what's your opinion on guys not hopping on TRT with girlfriends? Guys who have low tests, who have a girlfriend, who choose not to go on TRT. Well, you might be sharing your girlfriend. Because you stand out in public, do smaller, insecure men try to confront you often as to prove themselves? I don't get sober men do not confront me in public at all. At all. It has only ever been drunk dudes. People who are not under the influence of alcohol have enough common sense to not do that. Jason, Stormcloaks or Imperials? I'm going to go with the Stormcloaks. Callum says how to eat the kitty for optimal gains. Every woman is different. Okay. Every woman is different. It's like, so we come back over, he just made a Skyrim reference, right? You know how when you're picking the lock on Skyrim and you got to follow all these little signs just to get it right. Sometimes you just get lucky. It's kind of like that. All right. I don't think Sharp Dressed Man is the best panty dropper. I think Sharp Dressed Man is an amazing panty dropper. Xander, put that shit on. Every girl crazy about a Sharp Dressed Man. All right. Coach, can someone make sufficient gain on 200 milligrams of test per week? Yeah. I mean, it depends on how big you're trying to get. Right? Plus your genetics. People respond different. All right. But, Callum, back to your other question. When in doubt, try writing the alphabet with the tip of your tongue. When in doubt, right? You can't figure it out. James Brown, use sunscreen. Darko, I have no control over what they're doing with it. I am in some meta groups. I am actually in a invite-only meta group run by Meta for content creators who give us advice. Okay, my page qualified for that. I got invited to one. And I've actually done some like Zoom big calls with them, like group calls. And it's just what's going on with the algorithms. Not much we can do. And I've talked to other bigger pages. Everyone's algorithms down. When it comes back up, though, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. Because contrary to what some people have said, that was actually all organic growth. That growth I did. It was legit. Just, why I'm in a meta group. I don't care about Danny Padilla. About some bodybuilders. So Darko, of course I have plans, but I'm doing the same stuff now that blew it up before. What do you do? Again, we're at the mercy of the algorithm. Jason, best way to pick up chicks is to wear small size, or you can wear baggy gray sweats. I mean, dude, they're going to see it either way, James. You can wear big old baggy gray sweatpants and they're going to see your baggage. Okay. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Nadia, I guess it would depend on who it was and what they wanted to discuss, All right. Have you ever tried, actually you put have you ever tried decline tricep extensions, the easiest free weight tricep exercise on the elbows by far, feels great. I really honestly think that the normal skull crusher like I'm doing now, I feel in my triceps more than anything else I've ever done, right? But there's different things we can do. I do use the skull crushers because they just hammer my triceps ridiculously hard. That's why I do. That's why I like them. Do you think genetics? Yes, of course, genetics affect recoverability. Have you ever used Viagra or Cialis recreationally? Yes, I have used them recreationally for fun. But your girl better be ready, right? And you better have your cardio on point. Thoughts on Kevin O'Donnell? Well, I think because he has the same last name as Rosie O'Donnell, he might be related to her somewhere down the road. And I think his first name is Kevin. And I think this is the first time I've ever seen the name Kevin and O'Donnell put together in my entire life. Is right here in this chat. I'm sure that's a real person out there somewhere, right? I think that's a name of a person. That's my thoughts on him. A person who does stuff of the O'Donnell persuasion. The fuck should I know? I don't know who that is, dude. You guys got to give me some context for these questions. You can't just spit random names out of me and assume I know who people are. Do you think the majority of women would find Chris Bumstead aesthetic? Nope. Not at contest time. Women don't like that shredded stuff. Thoughts on rear delt plasma? What's your maximum strip curl? I don't know. Jason, what was causing your dizziness today? I think largely it was the vomiting last night. Single leg step ups to a high platform. I think they're good. Are you planning on doing any of these lives at specific times? No, they're just kind of when I can work them in and when I feel like it. Thoughts on Adam 22? I think his name is Adam, and he really likes 22s, and that's why he's added 22 to his name. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a guy who really likes shooting 22s named Adam. That's my thoughts. I don't know who the fuck that is. Okay, overloading partner rep advantages and disadvantages. Disadvantages. Fucking useless for hypertrophy. Advantages. They might help you through a weak point in a lift if they address from a neural drive perspective your specific weak links in some cases for some individual lifters. Please wish my coworker Nick Kerr a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nick Kerr. I don't know who you are, but James donated a little money and asked me to say happy birthday to you. So I guess you get a happy birthday. I'm not going to sing it though. What PEDs can make you last longer in bed? I don't know. I want some that reduce it personally. I'm looking for something that does the opposite. Thoughts on Jason Blaha? I think he's bald and He needs to bring up his chicken legs, and he needs to get his lazy ass to benching 405. Good coach, but a little bit weird. But y'all should subscribe to his channel. Sorry, I think I might have already asked that. What makes RDL so special? They're deadlift and even shorter range of motion. They're not a shorter range of motion in the hamstring specifically. Coach, what would you rate yourself 1 out of 10? Well, since I have a penis, I would rate myself a 1 because anybody with a penis is unattractive. Thoughts on smelling salts? I don't use them. Okay, a bunch of you guys have asked about anacrambling. I don't know who that is. Thoughts on injectable Anadrol? Dude, Anadrol, I don't even mess with Anadrol anymore. It's just not worth it. Guys are injecting Drol now. What's wrong with taking it orally? Jason's like, yeah, other muscles are big. My upper body's definitely bigger. My upper body's bigger. I've lost quad size, but I get the quads back. I just got tired of training my quads. I got to where I hated squatting and hated my leg work. But I'm like, look, I got to do it. I need to do it. I got to get my squat back up at least into the 500s. I have to. We got to do it. Is gaining weight an instant deadlift gain, such as a way it is prevention? Nope. AOC is a thick Latina Jason's type. All right, I'm not going to lie. Politics aside, I think AOC is actually kind of hot. Like, not going to lie, dude. This, I said it. She's kind of hot. What do you think about Cali Muscle's current physique? Is he still alive? I don't even know what he looks like or does anymore. See, and I appreciate the donation, brother. Coach, what's your opinion on dropping trucks from Texas? What do you mean? I get to pick a position with AOC. I get to choose one. I'm going to go with the butterfly. All right. Does gear play as much role in male pattern baldness as genetics do? The genetics is the biggest factor. Do you have any experience with stimulants or drugs in general? I have smoked pot before a few times. Not recently. Let me see. But I've never been like a serious weed person ever. It's only something I've ever done socially, like in a social setting. Daenerys or Ygritte? Ooh, no, that's a tough one. Like, you gonna make me pick? Okay, since I get to make that's a fantasy show with dragons and stuff in it. I get to pick because it's a fantasy, both at the same time. All right. Notes individual, but toes pointed out versus toes forward, I think pointed out will for most people be slightly better. Okay. You know what though, guys? We're 48 minutes in. I think I need to wind this down. Oh, he said chalk and liquid chalk. I prefer liquid chalk, liquid grip all the way. I use it all the time. I just restocked mine. All right. Well, let's wind this down. I appreciate the donations from everyone today. I love all you guys. Greg says, can I get a high? Greg, I'll give you a high. I will talk to all of you next time. Peace out.